Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kovacs Report. We've got another comic book review, The Pale Knight, issue 2 by Peter Milligan, Val Rodrigues, Chris Peter, and Dave Sharp. Now, this was an absolute standout book for me last month, and I've been very excited to read issue 2, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go through the book page by page, spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So read the book if you haven't already, and then come back and watch the video. Now, before you do that, hit subscribe, give the video a like if you like the video. I'd really appreciate it, and then I can stop talking about subscribing and start talking about what's going on in this book. So, a little catch up. I say this was fantastic in every way. The art, the lettering, everything about it, the colouring. So a very quick update. So The Pale Knight is set in England in the 1300s. So Hugh de Grey is a knight returning from war. Okay, he faces a land ravaged by the Black Death, struggling with sickness on a ship bound for England. He dreams of his wartime past, where he was ordered to kill people seeking sanctuary in a church, leading to a confrontation with another knight, the very, very nasty Beauchamp. Now, upon arriving in England, Hugh and his squire Crispin witness the plague's devastating effects, which includes unrest, despair, everyone's losing their minds. During their journey to Hugh's manor, they discuss faith and the treatment of women and God. Now, Hugh admits he's completely lost his faith in God, and he's now very much a non-believer. At the manor, however, Hugh's wife delivers some grim news about their son, who is dying from the plague. Now, desperate, Hugh prays to God to spare his son, but death itself appears, offering a deal, which is to kill a certain knight, Gilbert the Pure, because he's been evading death's grip, and he will save his son and not come for his son's soul. So that's where we have it. They are off on this mission to find Gilbert the Pure and kill him to save the life of his son. Now, while we're there, we see the sort of the public, as usual, they're breaking down. They believe this plague's been brought on upon Sim, so they're punishing themselves, flagging themselves, and then they decide to turn on anyone else who just happens to be there. So it is all falling apart. Now, Crispin, his squire, really doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to basically walk through all this pestilence and end up just another victim. And he's not happy with his master, but he is loyal at this point, and his master does keep him in place. Now, it does get worse. As they're going through the storm, they think death has come, because it looks very much like death in these silhouettes, but in actual fact it's just another poor person looking for food whose family have died. So he has mercy and he gives him bread, much to Crispin's displeasure. But he says, listen, this is a little less suffering for this person, even if they're going to die tomorrow. So this guy is, I mean, he's good and he's done some bad things, but he really realizes that he needs to be a better human being. Anyway, we jump to people who aren't good human beings, which is Sir Maurice Beauchamp, and he's riding through his estate, living the life, while his daughter has a secret liaison in the woods, okay, with a young Jewish lad that Sir Maurice has brought back to the family home in the hopes that this little warlock, this sorcerer, can use his magic to keep them safe. But the truth is, he's not really a sorcerer, so he's blagging it. Also, he's Jewish, and so Maurice of Beauchamp here is a extremely anti-Semitic, Jew-hating bastard, right? And he really doesn't like him. So I hope he doesn't find out that his daughter's having some liaisons with him, because heads are going to be chopped off, literally. So, as the journey continues for our heroes, they find bodies being burnt, and of course, these were innocent women that were burnt because people thought they were plague maidens, that their mouths would emit a blue flame that carries this pestilence. And we find this out from another knight, Sir Lawrence Glanville. Now, he's on his way to see Sir Maurice Beauchamp, because he wants to take Beauchamp's daughter's hand, which will further complicate things with her young lover in the woods. And he's a 50-year-old with leg ulcers. He's just a nasty looking man, really, let's be honest, right? He's not fit to marry this beautiful young woman. Anyway, they do offer them a place to stay and some food for the night, but their mission comes first, and off they trot, literally, and they hear some crying, a young boy crying. Of course, like I say, he's a good man, so he goes to the aid. But while he's there, he discovers a young boy. Of course, reminds him of his own dying son. But before he could do anything, the crazy townsfolk who think Everyone's a sinner, which has brought this pestilence on. They attack him. And although at first he resists because he thinks he deserves the punishment for the bad things he's done, his training kicks in. He's been training since he was 7 years old to be a knight. So he starts swinging around, chopping them all up, and accidentally kills the young boy, which for a moment makes him think, I need to regain some faith here. I'm going to go and pray to God. I'll go on a pilgrimage, do anything I can, to help this child survive. But of course he's dead, but he wants this burden of guilt lifted off him. So while he's there, he's visited by the priest of the church, and he says that he's taking confession from Crispin, and Crispin's told him that he's made a bargain with death. And he tries to convince him that it's not a good thing, regain your faith, So that's what he does. He prays for 10 hours, hoping for a sign. Now, after 10 hours, a flicker of light would probably be a sign. So he thinks he has a sign. He even says to God, I will break this pact with death. I will stop this mission. I'll do anything I can if you just send me a sign and prove to me that things can be better. So off he trots to try and find the father, the priest, but he finds him absolutely butchered. Death has been watching. Death knows that he's trying to break his pact. Death has decided to kill the priest and punish our very nice pale knight here, and says, you know what? The deal's off. I'm going to claim your son's life today. And he screams, Death, come back, I will serve you. So I think this is Death doing a little trick to take this man's soul also. But oh boy, this was good. It's kind of, it's not a slow burn, but it's paced. It's really paced storytelling. And every panel, every scene, you're learning something a little bit more. You're getting further and further into this world, into the psyches of these characters. And I love it. And the art is beautiful. Like I said in the last issue's review, it reminds me of Arthur Ransom, who's one of the greatest artists, ever to grace the pages. Everything about it is spot on. I love this book. I absolutely love this book, and I think if you're not reading it and you've just seen this review, jump on board. There's only 2 issues out. It's not too late, but definitely get on. Peter Milligan, Val Rodrigues, Chris Peter, David Sharp, and everyone else that's worked on this book. You're doing an amazing job. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours, and we'll catch you hopefully in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.